Well, welcome to the Tony Lawson Fishing Show. This one's a little bit different. It's a midweek mashup, trying to get you guys through the week. Shocking weather we've got at the moment. There's absolutely no chance of fishing. Get you through the week to hopefully the weekend. But there is some fishing in it. Nice, good long watch. I think it's about 50 minutes to an hour long. Sit back, relax. I'm going to go back to a trip I had back in the winter. It's not coming too quickly, I hope, because we're not having much of a summer. Check it out, relax, and there's loads of other random stuff on there as well. Well, lovely and peaceful and quiet. I've got 2 hours, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've come down and I thought I've got to try what I call proper fishing on this bit of river. At the moment I've only done pike fishing, just little short 2, 3, 4 hour sessions. In the afternoon, I haven't even fished in the morning yet. I'm going to give it a go, and I've come down. I thought, do you know what? I don't know where to fish here. I've got to chuck some bait in. So basically, I've come down to do pre-baiting, just to put a little bit of bait in. River, probably an easy swim, just easy access. I've no idea what's in there, but I don't want to do that in the daytime. I want to do it towards dusk. Otherwise, lots of little fish get on the ground bait, won't they? Eat all the ground bait. At dusk, I think the bigger fish might come out, and then my thoughts are to maybe come tomorrow evening and just have late afternoon last knockings and try for a barbel or a chub, probably with worms. I might try a boilie, because they tell me boilies are good here. Well, it's a good setting. There's the river. I start at the bottom and work up, which is a bit peculiar, I suppose, for a lot of people. A little bit of a breeze, a bit of wind in the mic, and down there I've got my little dead bait. I'm going to be twitching a bait around, just see if I can catch something in an hour and a half. Listen, people, one pike will do me. Just a bit of action before I do. Look, if I'm coming all this way to pre-bait, I might as well bring a rod with me. Oh dear, tired, weary of rushing all the time. So, river looks all right. Just got one SSG on there. Let's check that drag. There should be chance for pike. There seems a little bit more pace about it from the last time I fished here. This is the latest one for the pen hold, like this. You hold it like this. I don't like it. I'm only doing that just to show you, for drop shotting for perch. I call it pencil fishing, because you're sort of holding it like a pencil. I'm going to have brown trousers, talking like this, and up comes an 8-pound pike and eats that just about there, in a big swirl and a crashing strike. So I do like dead bait fishing, because you can drop it in little channels, little pockets, let it go down. This time in the winter, hopefully I don't get snagged on too much. Won't get the weed, I dare say. But I'm going to work away at it. I don't think they'll be crashing around on top of the surface. I think they're going to be deeper near the bottom, so I've got to live dangerously with the bait there, twitching it along. And one thing I do like is twitching like this, dead baits, especially when they come in close. Oh my God. They don't have to be big. I mean, a 6-pounder engulfing a bait in front of your feet really does get you going. Yeah, there's quite a bit of pace there, so I find that strange. We haven't had any rain to speak of, only a little bit. Surely it doesn't come up that quickly. So I'm at the bottom of the fishery. Tell you, it's been flooded all up here. I'm just going to work away and I'll get back to you. Oh, there's a big kite. He's looking at me. Oh. That's weed or a snag. Let's walk down and get that out if I can. I'm on a single hook. Got it. That was rather lucky. It's talking to the birds. Again, I'm sort of looking for any pulls in the current. Anything that creates a little bit of a weed or a twig. There we go. I'm branching out in the sport now. Now before I did catch a fish literally down there. I always think with baits, you know, if you're dropping it into a pocket, this area, it's the first 5-10 seconds. If they're going to have it, that's when they're going to have it. Right, I'm going to fish on and get back to you if I do get a take. Oh, I've got to pick up in the edge of that fast water there, guys. If I strike, he's going to go up in here, so I'm going to come downstream of him. I think he's still got it. Let's wind down. Yeah, got a fish on. The take was like a small one. See how he's come back downstream again. Managed to steer him down. I feel he's a smallish one, 3-4 pound. I'm on in that single hook, so he might spit it any time. Wow, he's going well for a small one. Don't go into this. Oh. He's gone through something there. He's out. Right, net. Well, have I made the right decision? Before I throw the ground bait in, get that sorted. Violent take, I have to say. Come out. Oh, living dangerously there. Oh. Just one fish. Always nice just to come and get. He's in. Oh. I nearly fell in up there, so I've got to be a bit careful. Even got my bait back. Small fish. Does it matter? And the answer is no. In fact, look what he's bitten on. He's bitten on the wire. He's not even hooked at all. If he'd opened his mouth, he could spit that out. I'll show you. There, look. He's just clamped on the wire. Lucky or what? I don't know, 3 pounds, something like that. No leech on him, but still. A fish. Let's get him back. And as they say, keep twitching. I've moved down under this big horse chestnut. I've had a pick up here, it's just run down the back. Might be a small fish, but I'm going to wind down on it and see if he's still there. He's on. He is on. Small one, about the same size as the other one. Just hooked in there, scissors. Oh my God. 2, and I've only come here to throw some ground bait in. Right, get myself organised. I'm only on these tiny baits. Just got like a pack of tiny baits there. There's a picture. There's a jumping pike and jumping baits. And he's in. About the same size as the other one. I could just hold him, I don't need the mat. And I'll probably undo him with my fingers. Hook falls out. They just look cool, don't they? They're a cool fish. I've got double bands on there to hold it on. This is a very smooth, one of those grips hooks. I think it is, and I want to make sure the baits don't come off. Wow, 2 pike. Nice afternoon. I should have come earlier, pushed for time, but it is what it is. On again. Smallish fish, I'm guessing. Actually, no, this is a bigger one. This is a bigger fish, this one. Took me right down there. Yes. Just spat the bait out there, so he's only just hooked somewhere. Pretty light. In the scissors again. Oh, living dangerously today or what? A little bit bigger. He is hanging there. Be handy if I put the net a bit closer, wouldn't it? That's because I'm always mobile and moving around a lot. Get bored fishing in the same spot. Come on, buddy. You can be famous. He's in. Oh yeah, he's way bigger. Now that one's been feeding on fry. Look at the, there's needle on that. I'll get my trousers wet. Much fatter belly on that one. A couple of little marks there, might be a stab off or something, I don't know. Way fatter belly. Oh, he's got a whole roach in, I can feel it. As the hook falls out. I still think they're cool fish. Got a little mark there as well. Other than that, nice healthy one. Let's get him back. I've got to get another bait in the water. Oh yeah, wife's gonna like that. Well, considering I only come to throw some bait in a couple of hours, I think 3 pike is pretty good. I'll probably move to this swim now. Well, I've got about 30 minutes left. Looking at that sun's dropping there. Before I have to go and chuck this bait in swim. So I've got a few more drops here. You can see they've had a big tree, probably ash dieback that's gone across, and they cut it off there years ago, I imagine. No, not a snag, please. I've been lucky so far. Oh, I'm not lucky now. Oh, a big tree down there. Oh, there's the rest of the branch going up that way. I just got the tag end of it, I can see it. Always turn your head away and slightly to the side when you pull for a bait, which I feel this will be. Yeah, it's probably gone. Something moved. Oh no, that's the benefit of using 50-pound braid. I've ripped the whole thing off, got my rig back. Might straighten the hook just a tad so I can bend that back. So there's a lesson. I don't use light line, well not light, even 10s and 12s. Because if you do get in a snag, you got every chance of A, getting your lure back and not losing a load of line. It's no hardship just to bend that strong wire hook, so some hooks will do this with and they'll snap. But these ones are strong. So all I've lost there is a bait. That's lucky. Just to remember that swim. Would have liked bigger baits, but it is what it is. The main thing is I've double rubber banded the tips here to stop that bait coming off the barbless. There's one on. If I can get the other one, it would be dead handy. There you see that. Just like that. Just like that. Good old Tommy. Right. Try again, Graeme. Possibly avoiding. There could be a pike at the back of that though, so I'm going to go downstream a bit over there. Come on, one more fish would be really nice before I get this bait in. Going to be cold tonight. It's about 7 or 8 degrees today, which is quite cold for this time of year. Apparently it's near the average. When you get a mild spell, which you've had, You don't want to go back to the cold again, do you? Well, no takes. I'm just about to move. I'm going to have one go in this swim. And that's me done. I'll go down and bait up. Well, let's put this down, boys, because it's not often you see this. It's not often you see a tractor in a tree jammed there well and truly from the flood. That is weird. Well, I haven't seen one of those before. Right, 2 spots to try, one here and one up there, and then I'm done. I haven't had a lot in this, what I call this sort of middle section, which is always a bit strange. And I always think, if I'm going to try what I call, not proper fishing, chub and barbel type fishing, or roach, whatever, then I really ought to watch where I'm catching the pike, because the pike aren't there for nothing, are they? They're there because there's feed there, you know, there's fish. So it seems like the bottom and the top of the fishery might be the places to go. I don't know. I don't know the first thing about the river. I've only pike fished, that's all I've done. Nobody at home. I've noticed also in the afternoon, late in the afternoon, I get fish early on, I don't seem to get anything then. I'll settle for the 3, better than nothing. But I've got quite a walk back to the car, and I've got to drive to another section to throw this bait in. Oh, that branch has taken me really carefully. I wonder if I don't tighten up on it, I just come, put it from the opposite direction. There you are, came off, put it downstream. I wanted to fish here anyway, this corner. I'm going to go over the top of that. Even just down there should be a pike laying in the corner there. Just literally off the edge of those. Because the pace slows there, I can tell by the stuff floating on the surface about where I am now. Very surprised. I'm going to drop one down close. Seems about 3 feet deep, not very deep. No, nobody at home. Yeah, I know, I said that was going to be the last swim, of course I lied. Everywhere you look around the corner, there's a lovely pike slack here, look at this. My goodness, I'm amazed I haven't had a big perch grab this. Funny, other rivers that have pike, that's be the first place you pick a pike up, would be in this sort of slack area with the main flow over there. It's a strange one. As I say, I don't know the river, so makes it very hard trying to locate fish. You're just going by the features all the time, or what you think of the features. And of course, the features might not always be fish holding areas. I could do with baits a little bit bigger and get down a little bit deeper in the river. That'd be my spot of choice. Just off the edge of the current. Let it sink, close the bell, start twitching. Well, just a random throw at a bait. It's where to find a swim. And we're fishing up there. I'm looking down this way. I'll have a little walk down before I throw it in, just in case. I think it goes faster down here, and I don't really want that, I want slow. Also, I want somewhere fairly comfortable to fish. It's going to want a fair bit of weight in that fast bit there. Bear with me. I think this is about as good a spot as any. The main thing is not only putting bait in another angle to go and fish it. I'm going to probably bait up 2 spots. One just to the back here, and that would be my favourite. Do you know, I think I'll throw some balls up there, they'll break up, and I'll just hopefully lay up here. The pace slows there, speeds up here. This looks like a nice sort of holding area. I have, of course, no idea what I'm talking about. In here, just straight Bailey, so I want it to go firm and hard. I've got a few pellets in there. I've got some boilies in there, salty squid. I don't really use them, set to throw in. Who knows what they are? Yellow banana ramas, whatever, I don't know. But I've made it very stiff because I want it hard. I want them, you know, to be chewing on that through the night. I'm finding it first, there might not be nothing in here. But let's pile some in, and I can only try, and hopefully I can get back tomorrow and fish into the dark. And I'll whack it in as hard as I can so it lasts, if that makes sense. If it's in fast water, I'll probably put a stone in it like I do up on the River Wye. But here, it's slower. And one guy told me, don't put much bait in, you just 5 or 6 boilies, dozen boilies, and that's it. Okay, well, I'm going to blank, I might as well blank in style, mightn't I? Might draw something in for a future trip, but the idea is to get back tomorrow. Alright, I should get about 8-10 balls out of this with a bit of luck. Well, I think I will do what I said and throw some down there and a little bit straight out, and I can fish a pair of rods. And the other guys are just in the middle of the river. That's what I like to hear, that bloopy noise. I do not want it breaking up. Here we go. I'll put one over the other side in case there's a fish under those trees. And on that far bank, that's good. I've spaced them out quite a bit because obviously I don't know what the riverbed is like out there. I'm assuming in the middle of the river there won't be any branches. Way down there. Okay, the others I'm going to put down out in the current there. And making the right sounds. That one didn't, that's soft. That one should be alright. So there we go, people. I can do no more. 3 pike on a bait and up session. I consider that a success. Get back, have some grub, day's work tomorrow. Hopefully get back here about 4 in the afternoon and just get some worms dug out of the garden and see if I can get back and catch something. Don't go away. It's very fishy behind there, chub and that. They've got a good feed tonight, if there's anything in there to feed. Hopefully I get a bite tomorrow evening. Well, back on the river, well wrapped up. It's really cold, it's about 5-6 degrees. That's cold in the UK, damp cold. Look, it's a different cold when it's really snowing and sub-zero. When you get this damp cold, it gets right in your bones. I'm not using quiver tip rods, I'm using the Avon rods, but I'm using the standard tip. So like, I'm going to call it a full Avon rod, it sounds cooler. I'm using a full Avon. I'm going to put on one of my River Wye swim feeders here, about a 4-foot link to a size 6, I think it is, grips hook. Onto that is going to go one of those worms that I've dug. I don't have many. First tangle of the session. I've got 2 hours I'm going to give it, that's all I'm going to give it. I've mixed up enough ground bait just here to go in the feeder, and then I'm not going to feed any. I'm going to assume that what I threw in last night has been eaten or still there. I'll find out. I don't want to put too much in a feeder, but I wanted to look for what is in my feeder now. I'm going to use worms on one, and I've got to put one of those boilies on the other, purely because there's boilies in the mix. I've got the umbrella up because it is really a biting cold wind. Worm on the hook. I leave about 1 inch sticking out the top. I roll it around from the point, around the bend, up the shank. So in other words, I've got a bit of what I call head showing, and this way it falls off. This way you should get a bit of movement like we do sea fishing from the top and the bottom of the worm. Who knows? Look, it's probably a blank. I know, I'm looking, I know it sounds stupid, a bite. I could throw this out. I haven't even tested it yet, to be honest, out there. It could be straight into a weed bed or a tree. And then when I get the worm up the hook, I'm going to do a roll and put a twist in it. And that normally stops the worm coming off the hook. There. If I've got a small one, I'm going to stick a tag one on as well. So they've got plenty to get hold of. I was going to scissor a few up in the bait, but I'm not going to bother because at the end of the day, I only got a short session. I can't get to wet this anymore, so I'm not going to squeeze it too hard. There's boilies in there, there's a bit of everything, and it's just going to go in very, very lightly. If I squeeze this hard, it ain't never coming out. I could use this ground bait, Bailey's on its own when it's really tight, to fill out all the potholes we've got in the UK. So that one's going to go out. And then I'll just show you the other one I'm using. No rush to get them out. Yes, there is, Graeme. So I'm going to fish into a bit of darkness. Tangled already. Terrible, isn't it? The trouble is when you do it fast, you end up missing an eye. It's like, going to use, yes, not many people have seen those, it's a cone feeder. Homemade, obviously. And that's so that it can roll around a little bit and settle. It takes a little bit less ground bait. Get the boilies in, I try and push those in. Look, you don't want it staying in there, do you? You want it coming out. So what you can do, you can also get some loose stuff around any feeder this is, and just crush a bit into the mesh on the outside like this. A few pellets in there as well. I mean, when I talked to the, don't know what he was, bailiff guy, membership guy I think he was, he said pretty well, you know, they can take anything of a variety of baits, pellets, boilies, luncheon meat. Now, they use them on a hair rig. I'm going to use a side hook if I can get it in and out, because these hooks are very sharp on the boilie. You've got to get it in just right. The other way to do this is either drill them or put a needle through there. Take a bit of time to get it. I don't want to pull that section out on the boilie. Leaving like that with the hook there. Right, let's get these out. It's going to be wind in the mic as soon as I bring it out here. I'll come behind the umbrella. So this one on the right hand side, I'm just tidying up to, but I'm going to move it up there. And that's purely because when I sit back here, okay, I can see it against the sky. This one I can't see against the sky so well, so I'm going to be poised to grab them if it pulls down. If I was going to get a bite, I'm going to try with the worm here first and boilie on that one, and I'm going to switch those round. I've got to give it at least a good half an hour before I even move those. Wow, it's cold. I'm glad I've got the brolly. I'll put the camera behind there just in case they do get a take. Cold hands again. This is just a total tryout because I've not been on this stretch of river. All I've done is pike fishing. I had one little session float fishing down in some weir pool, total blank. Talked to some other guys, blank. Talked to a guy who sat there a long time, blank. Talked to somebody else. 3 trips for one chub. They're all saying it's really, really hard. They said, don't put a lot of bait in. Ooh, I quite put a lot of bait in yesterday. Well, if nothing else, I'll be feeding the crayfish. I don't normally fish with gloves on, but it's like beach fishing today. That wouldn't surprise me if I don't get a flounder or some pouting or something. Two and a half hours, 7 o'clock tonight. I just want to fish that first hour into dark. That's all I want to do. I'm not staying till midnight in these temperatures. Forget that. I just want to see if there is a bite from a barbel or a chub, something decent. Even a good bang will do. At least I know, oh, actually it could be okay. Relax. And you sit back there in the warmth of your armchair. Uncle Graeme will freeze his bits off. Got the worms, a couple of nice, they're not full-size lob worms obviously. you know, if there's anything about, that's good enough to indicate if there's anything in this swim. It's freezing. That cloud has actually gone all the way across now. It's amazing in that wind, it's cleared. It doesn't look dark in this camera, but it's getting dark now. Sunset's long gone. I haven't had one single tremor, a bite or anything. Moon's just coming on to what we call first quarter. And over there, it's a really good shot of really old oak tree. I don't know if it's been hit by lightning, it's dead. And the cloud going on the clear sky could be the kiss of death for me, because they have told me, a couple of guys, if it clears, it's going to freeze. So it's not looking good, it's looking like a blank, but listen, at least I've tried it. At least I had those pike, so what was it, 1, 2, 3 pike, and I put some bait in as well. And listen, I don't even know where I'm fishing. It's not like somebody's told me this is a swim and that's a swim and that one's not. I don't know, so I'm going to have to put probably a lot of these sessions in to try and learn something about the river. If I did move again, I think I'd do a big move if I don't get a bite here. There was a guy fishing way up there a couple of weeks ago. That's the reason he told me it's terrible. But if it's terrible, why is he fishing? You know what I mean? So I've come downstream and behind this tree. The wind is eased a bit, but got great shots of that barn owl going across the back of the pasture land over there. So guys, I'm going to put the camera light on there and just sort of hunker down under the umbrella, and hopefully the rod folds over. I'm going to try some lights, they're called rig lights. I've talked about them before. I've only just realised I saw them beach fishing. I've seen beach fishermen use them. I guess in course fishermen use them as well. I'm assuming they fit the tips of my rods. I might just try them anyway if you push the batteries together. But what I didn't realise was this. They're like, say they're green. If you get the slightest bite, like this, I'm expecting more than this. I'm expecting this. But it goes from green to red and flashes and strobes in red. So, say the two rod tops are like this, and you're like me wandering around, daydreaming, getting bored, looking around, and you've had a bite, and you look back, oh no, nothing's happened. God, it's a lovely moon tonight. Oh, nothing's happened. Oh, hang on. Now if it goes down and comes back, it will strobe a little while in red. So you could go, hang on, that one's red. I've had a bite on that. So, I can't even think how can it work like that. But anyway, I'll try and put them on later on for you. At least you can see those working. I've got now the worm on the downstream end and the boilie on the upstream one. And I've dropped that back a bit because there's weed there. It's freezing. let's put this off. I can. I haven't put my bite indicator on there because you know what? I haven't even seen a tread mark. I've had two tiny weeny taps. Could have been weed on the line, or it could have just been a piece of leaf coming down, or it could even have been crayfish tugging at the boilie. On the boilie, nothing on the worms at all. I just thought I'd show you these little light sticks, the rig sharp things, because I can see they are useful. So you unscrew them. It's got the battery in there. Do you see the battery? Okay. I've got to push it against the arm of the chair because it says push the battery in to activate, right? Right, so I've got it activated. It clips onto your rod top. I've used them to hugely great success for catfish. Really good on the float, really, I mean really, can see it 50 yards away. Let me screw this up. It clips with a little snap on your rod top, okay? So you put it on your rod top. Okay, so it's like this. I explained it earlier. If you look away and you've had a bite, you look back, it's still in the same position. You go, oh, I haven't had a bite. But if I look away like this and then have a bite and look back, see it flashing red? So I go, tap, 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 tap. Oh, I've had a bite. So you can see it go red. I'm hoping you guys can see that. I hold it dead still, bite. Emergency red. I think that's pretty neat, don't you? Something different. I'm only barely going to move it. I'm pretty well moving it. It was shivering with the cold because I am packing up right now. But I thought I'll just show that to you. There you go, guys. Red and green. It's like traffic lights. You know what it is now? Stop. That's right. Green for going home. I've had enough. Gee, not even a rod wrench or nothing. Anyway, I've tried. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go pike fishing and take some ground bait with me, and then I'm going to chuck the ground bait in at the start of the little pike session in the afternoon, and I might have an hour or two, but it has got to warm up. So to disengage this, pull very hard or look for pliers. What I like about these is you can, I'm using forceps, my finger's so cold I can't pull. Just disengage the battery, just like that, it goes out. Make sure you screw it back together again, and you can use it literally the next time you want to go fishing. Beach fishermen use them all the time. There we go. Now I've got to pack up. I'll see you guys probably somewhere else, back at the office, in the workshop or somewhere. Now another thing I had on the file, I forgot I had it actually, but obviously I had high sea drifted the boat. I used to go around different places, Ireland, Cornwall, Devon, no, just Cornwall really, or Devon, North Devon, trailing it around. As some of you people might be interested to know about different places you can fish, I dropped into Lymington Haven. It's a marina down South Hampshire, but it gives you access to the sort of, I would call it, the Western Isle of Wight area. There might be some information, you know, for you guys there. Check it out, see what the guy says, and I've got some shops there as well.
Hello, my name's Pete, and this is Lymington Yacht Haven. Lymington Yacht Haven is a large marina on the south coast of the UK. We have 630 berths on the western Solent, and we cater from small day boats, ribs, and all the way up to big motor yachts. I apologise, there's going to be a bit of noise in the background because we're in the marina office and it's a busy Saturday afternoon. We have a range of facilities at the Yacht Haven, catering for everyone. We cater all the way up to big cruisers who either like to stay at the Yacht Haven or like to venture further afield and cruise the Solent or further afield. Is
this used as a stopping off point, if you like? People say they're going down, I'm talking summer now, not the winter, would they use this as a base to either sail or use their day cruising boats to go to, say, Weymouth or further down the coast? Did you find that? They want a night stopover?
We welcome a huge range of visitors on a daily basis, and they could be fishing boats just coming in for the night, or day cruisers, and they could be heading down the Solent or down to the West Country or to the Channel Islands or France.
So what's the sort of position of Lymington regarding fishing? Would you consider, for guys with a small fishing boat, it is pretty well placed in the Solent. And beyond, the Needles.
We are positioned on the western side of the Solent. We have great fishing grounds just outside the Lymington River, or you can go off down the Straits of Hurstcastle or around the Needles, and then beyond and around the back of
pretty well where you want to go.
The back end of the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, yeah, you can do whatever you want around the back of the island. Yeah.
You can go as far as you want into the middle of the channel, and it's really, and it's only a short distance.
Now, one thing I have, because obviously I used to do quite a lot of boating myself, is you don't have the slip. So what's the position if you want to bring a boat and say have 2 or 3 days in your marina in the 17 to 20 foot trailable fishing boat size?
So we don't have a marina slipway, but it's only a short distance around the corner, so that's not a problem. Having launched at the public slipway around the corner, you can bring your boat into the marina and stay with us.
Okay.
We can also store your trailer.
So no problem parking here, really, as
we
such?
have loads of parking in the summer, so that's not a problem at all.
Now, you've been out, you've had a good day's fishing and or sailing. You're going to want a cold beer. What sort of facilities have you got here?
After a busy day on the water, we've got a fantastic bar to come back to. It's called the Haven Bar. The Haven Bar have a fantastic restaurant. They specialise with fish, and they've got a large menu that caters to all.
Would that be open to the public want to come in for a restaurant meal? Can they phone and book the restaurant and actually come in here?
That's the nice thing about the Yacht Haven. We're not a members only.
Yes.
We're open to the general public. We are right on a public footpath, so we have everyone stopping in.
And you got one of the better fishing spots I know is do you call it Lymington Wall? If you want to go shore fishing, you can walk around the wall here, apparently, from the marina.
Yes, so if you don't have a boat, right at the south end of the marina, we have the sea wall, and that stretches for 4 miles down to Key Haven and to the Key Haven Spit, and you can fish anywhere along there. So if you want to just have a short walk, that's fine, or if you want to walk out into the middle of the Solent, you can walk 1.5 miles out to Key Haven, Hurstcastle,
yes,
and go there. We have Volvo Penta at the marina, and up the river you can find Mercruiser and Suzuki, and there's a huge range of independent mechanics as well. So whether you want to go to the branded guys or a small independents, there's lots of competition there for you. We've also got a fuel dock here. It's open 365 days of the year, 24/7. So whatever you need, whenever you need it, we're here for you. Just give us a call on Channel 80 and we'll be right down.
So from that marina, I want to ask, I never saw these for years and years and years. I go out with Mike, we're looking on the patio, I say, oh my God, look at these flying ants. How many of you have seen flying ants, or how many years is it since you had them? I haven't seen them for years and years, and I personally find the ants that burrow away underneath my patio are really, really small ones. But this looks like 2 different sizes. Does the flying ant actually grow? Does it get bigger and then fly? And I want to know, you are the ones to tell me, why do the ants fly? Now going for a walk, still on the subject of insects, taking Mike's dog Jack, so Jack Russell, for a walk. Nice warm sunny day. I've seen loads of butterflies. The white ones, the small brown ones on fields, they are not many round the flowers, but I did see one that's really, really colourful, caught my eye. All I got was a couple of blurred, sort of grabbed stills with my camera, because, you know, trying to follow them with a camera, phone, sorry, not the camera, is not easy. Maybe you guys could ID this one. Have I captured a rarity, or is it as common as muck? I was also told there is an app you can get that you can photograph an insect, and I don't know whether you download the picture somehow into the app, and it tells you what the insect is. Now that's pretty cool, I think, isn't it? Anybody out there know about that? An app that IDs insects and plants for you. Well, I haven't put the film up yet, but we did have the huge dead sycamore tree down with Ryan the tree surgeon. And while he was here, I drained him of information till he's weak at the knees. He was a trembling wreck by the time I got all this information out of him, and some of it wasn't just about trees, it was about the implements with which I use here. There's a phone going now already. What I did was ask him about the hedge trimmer, which I felt was a bit blunt. Now you can file them, he said. You can actually file the teeth, or a good way to do it is using a narrow angle grinder. It's worth knowing. And he gave me some tips about Mike's battery chainsaw as well. Check it out, it might help. Well, at least I've got a few logs and I've got a certain a mild service, I would call it, on the hedge trimmer and the chainsaw, because I use it on other properties as well, so it's not like a little DIY. It does almost get used commercially, all my equipment there. So I went down carping again. You haven't seen the film, I haven't put it up yet. It's only a few weeks ago. I could not believe the size of the tackle shop down at Todber. Oh my God, come with me, we'll have a look down there and see what you think of it. It is enormous. Well, they have absolutely everything. I think they call it the mezzanine area upstairs. Different types of busy bivvies. Busy bivvies. That's a new one. That's a good trademark. Busy bivvy. Doors, everything, windows, whatever you got. Different types of whatever they are, weighing mats. And look at this great big giant foam fat carp. So look at the size of it. So if you don't catch any, you can be seen photographed holding one of those over your baby changing mat. Folding chairs, barrows is all there. And this thing, look at this. I could not believe this. This is something that stops you bending down to pick the bait up, I think. So that's what they explained it to me as. You don't have to bend down to catapult your bait out. It's a stay-on. It's a stay-on there, whatever that means. But that's what it's for, guys. So for people who don't want to bend down and pick their bait out of a bait can, you've actually got that, to use. More big foam fish. They're giants. What are they for? Are they pillows? Somebody please tell me. I don't really know what they're for. Is it just an ornament that, you go home and tell the wife you've been fishing, look what I've caught? Or is it a pillow or is it a footrest? I don't know what they're for. They're quite a good bit of fun anyway, aren't they? And of course, how many carp rods do you want? Look, I mean rakes and rates of them. It's nice to see the cork handles. I have to say, I am a cork handle lover. I do not like the straight glass or straight carbon shafts there on the. I just don't like them. It's because I'm old school, I suppose. Just an old fogey, an old fuddy-duddy. I realise that, but I like to have something a bit, I call it wider, fatter. I like the corks. I just like the corks. Clothing like you wouldn't believe. There's clothing everywhere. I mean, if you want something, it's probably down there. Even with the top of logo on, should you so wish. Or you can buy one of ours, don't forget. Totally Awesome Fishing Show. But I have to say, hoodies are pretty warm, especially cold weather or the winter around the ears. It might look a bit strange, somebody of my age, 70 plus, wearing a hoodie. I will be wearing them because they are warm. Good piece of equipment. Fishing reel upon fishing reel. Match reels, regular, pleasure fishing reels, carp reels, it's all down there in the shop. Masses and masses of tackle. I imagine there's a lot of anglers would go in that shop and be hard pushed to come out without buying at least something. Most of this, I don't know what it is. I have to look at the pictures to tell me what it does. Different types of holdalls, I suppose, rod holdalls that you can put your reels in, landing nets. Any numbers of boots, green ones, grey ones. Oh my God, camouflage, I've seen them. You don't want to fish spotting you, do you? And then up into the main showroom. That wasn't even the main showroom, guys. There's one of our men stacking the shelves. Avidly, there must be thousands and thousands of gizmos, gadgetry, wizardry, all the things that you must have to put on the end of your fishing line to help you catch fish. It's in there. If you want it, I reckon they got it. Now, I've recently been doing a bit of pole fishing, well, twice in 60 years, for 2 hours each. And I'm always drawn to the floats. Those are sort of appear to be pellet wagglers. But these floats, should you use them as a beginner, are very, very good set up right. Very delicate, very efficient. I sort of like them, but I won't be buying, obviously, a pole. I'm not a pole fisherman, but some of these floats specialist floats are very good. This is the other side. Look at the stuff that's in there. It is just unbelievable. However much stuff you want is in there. You'd have to ask Mark or one of the staff there what they do. Don't be afraid to ask questions. They're really helpful down there. If you don't know what the stuff's for, why not just ask them? And as for bait, oh, don't make me laugh. There is everything known to man, and fish as well, look, in there. Flavours, colours. I can't even read the colours, it's going past too fast. It's made me feel dizzy. Then you can go different. The original ones, they'll have dark baits, fish baits, this bait, that bait, supercharged, oh, tiger something, salted something, chunky fish, bloodworm, F1 original, F1 dark green feeder krill. Oh my goodness, made me feel dizzy. I have to go and lie down. So many different baits there. Trust me, the fish will be eating one, if not all of them. And then you got the tip-offs and baits and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, if I'm going to Tobber, I'm coming away with a bag of the old CC Moors, 100%. They are possibly they are my best carp bait. Leads, all camouflage leads, whatever you want there, check in the shop. Fall-offs, drop-offs, trip-offs, fall-overs, whatever they are, the tackle guys will tell you it's all in there in the Tobber Tackle Shop. Well, there you go, people. It's a real mishmash of stuff for you. It gets you through. It's midweek madness, I'm calling it. It gets you through the week. God, we need that, don't we? To get to the weekend. I don't want to cheer you guys up, but down here in the south, the weather looks absolutely shocking for the weekend. It's the middle of our summer. What is going on? We'll see you in the next film. Hopefully, get some nice big fish in it for you. See you again.